up. I have no idea if this microphone is working or not, but here we is at Malaga Airport, and I've got about 10 minutes until the boarding, and I could just listen to some music, but I could also just hit up a stream, use up some of my data. I had to buy a new SIM because the SIM that I had does not have roaming in the UK. I had to buy a new SIM with Vodafone. So it's like 90 gigs of data, so I may as well just use it up. And battery-wise, I've only got like a 5,000 milliamp power bank, but until the festival starts tomorrow, I've got like loads of charging points on the plane, in the airport, at the hotel and stuff, so I figure just use up the battery and say hello. It's kind of crazy, like, when you get hit or when something bad happens, you go into like a state of like shock. It's kind of how I feel about the Charlie Kirk situation. Like, the more the time goes on, the more it kind of like is hurting a lot what's happened. And I didn't even really follow the guy's stuff. I didn't really know what kind of influence he was having. I didn't realize how influential he has been for promoting the truth, for bringing people to right-wing politics, to, basically just following his Christ-given mission. And it just is like a freaking trauma, and I'm not the only one that is having these moments of, like you've just been hit, It makes me think of like Nabeel Qureshi. He died like pretty young. He died at what, like, I don't know, he was in his early 30s, I think. And he died from like stomach cancer. And Kirk's dying from being shot and stuff. And, they are simply following the model of Jesus Christ, going out early. I'm just thinking, like, God knew in every moment. He knew what the shooter was doing. He knew what the shooter's intentions were. And he let that shooter kill. And he let Kirk go to him earlier than we would have liked. And it was for a reason, There's an element of, like, once you've reached your maximum potency, to be taken out is actually a good thing, even though you do have so much potential. So, yeah, it's a good thing overall, and it's a huge shift. I feel like we're pretty much starting to live in, like, a post-Kirk world, man. What's up, Luis? And, yeah, it's pretty freaky. So we're expecting like 500,000 people to show up at the festival tomorrow. And that's like a minimum amount. It could be up to 1 million, up to 2 million. And that's just pretty crazy. Like, how the hell are 500,000 people to 2 million people, how the hell are they supposed to like meet in one spot in London? How are all the public transport going to take them? People that are taking cars, where the hell are they going to park? It's just crazy. Just crazy. So, yeah. Just here at Malaga Airport. Oh wait, I can just turn the camera around. It's about 20, I don't know. It's about 5-6 minutes until my flight is called. So I thought I'd just hang out here. Cost me literally all my money at this point to afford this trip. It's going to be pretty lit. Just hope it goes well. And yeah, Mr. Kirk has gone out, and people are going to take his place. Like, so I was talking to my American friend. I was telling him why a great response to what has happened would be that like hundreds and hundreds of young people start doing exactly what Kirk was doing, and they start going to campuses and they start talking to people and they start, trying to reach people, trying to convert people, spreading Christ and all that. That would be amazing. Imagine that, like globally, in the States, in Europe. Imagine a whole movement of young people doing exactly what Kirk was up to. I think that'd be awesome. And even if they were getting killed and slaughtered, like, it would all be for the truth and for what's right and doing that mission. And I think that would be really worth it. Hola, Clau. ¿Cómo estás, Clau? Número uno. Tanto españoles. ¿Qué pasa, amigos? ¿Ustedes saben qué pasa mañana en Londres? Muy, muy, muy grandes cosas. 500,000 gente va a venir a Londres mañana para el patriotismo de los ingleses. Queremos hacer cosas en el Parliament, ¿sabes? Tenemos que arreglar nuestro país, está cayendo. Dice en 2041 Inglaterra va a ser, los ingleses en Inglaterra va a ser la minoridad de la gente, que es un poco loco. Y este evento mañana en Londres es para dar atención a este y para intentar apararlo. Y como Charlie Kirk tenemos que venir, tenemos que dar nuestro esfuerzo. Y, como ingleses, si no vamos a mirar a este día en el futuro y vamos a pensar que no hemos ido y vamos a ser traicioneros a nuestro propio país, vamos a sentir como así. Los niños van a preguntar por qué no hemos hecho nada cuando su país se cae en sus manos, enfrente de sus ojos, y yo no quiero ser parte de este grupo de gente que hace nada. Yo quiero ser alguien que haga algo, y si morimos, pues esto es que pasa. Y la cosa es que con 500,000 gente y con un grupo violento que van a ser contra nosotros, tenemos que tener gente como yo que puede luchar, que puede proteger a los niños, a las mujeres, a los ancianos. Y también el líder de la organización, the group leader, Mr. Tommy, he's basically set out a thing that we would protect, we would police ourselves basically. So if anyone's wearing like a balaclava, if anyone is, getting too drunk or getting too rowdy, then the police aren't to intervene, but we are to police ourselves. And so that means that we basically need officers. And for a long time, I was training to be an officer in the military. So, not actually in there, but getting all the prereqs to be an officer. And so, yeah, this isn't the first time either that I've gone to London for a identity patriotic event, and won't be the first time that Antifa was there and attacked us violently, and it wouldn't be the first time that I protected a lot of people through the use of force fighting back against Antifa. So someone with my skills and experience is pretty necessary for an event like this. And so I gotta show up. If I don't show up, what the hell am I doing, We had a group of like 30 Antifa attack us, and it was just like 6 of us. And one of our guys went under the table in fear. The other guys just kind of stood back menacingly, and it was just me and my brown belt in judo friend and we fought them off. Like 30 of them. It just takes one fighter, you know, because my judo brown belt friend, he is small, and he was getting beat down. And so I grab him, I pull him up on my side, and together we fought off 30 people. And this guy has no boxing training, and he had no room for his judo training, but, you know, he just had the in him, and he fought, and he punched with his little tiny fists, and it was essentially me, though, leading the charge. And we were able to resist 30 Antifa. 30. You know, it seemed like 30. They were filling up the whole restaurant. And so, if just one guy, moi, can put up such a front to such an opposing force, and there's going to be the greatest gathering of our people and of the opposition, it's just necessary that I arrive. And so I spent the rest of my wages. I worked really hard in July. I was working every single day, 12-hour, 16-hour shifts, and bought the tickets. And I'm going to get there a little bit early. And I've got 4 cameras. I bought a bunch of SD cards. I bought a couple cameras. Then I had an old digital camera. And going to film as much as I can of it. And I'm just making these live streams so I have some kind of record of each step, each phase, and I'll release some videos about it afterwards, if everything goes all right, about how it all went. There is a possibility that we will be approaching 10 Downing Street. Tommy has been making some calls to toppling the government and stuff. I think that's kind of dangerous, but we'll see. You know, after all, it's a very like nerve-wracking situation. Like, what exactly is the plan? You know, apart from gathering and having a festival, that's what we should do. But you can see as well with somebody like Tommy, right? He has been to jail a few times, right? Because he is quite an extreme guy. Tommy is quite an extreme guy, and the times that he has spent in jail to self-reflect, I think has humbled him somewhat. And I think we all need that humbling. And I just hope that he doesn't go so crazy. But it should be good. Should be good. All right, I should have my flights ready now. Let's have a quick look. Oh, no, they delayed it. So it's another 10 minutes. So yeah. What else is there to say, honestly? Can you guys hear me okay? Anyway, just walk up and down again, screw it. Oh, I think actually I'll walk the other way, like to the other terminals. There are some Ryanairs here, but yeah, I'll walk to the other terminals. So yeah, it's less than 24 hours now until the festival, which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I'm arriving with like 30 euros in the bank to London, but I've already bought all the flights, I've already bought all the train tickets, so not an issue. I should have brought my damn selfie stick, but I did not bring it. Anyway, I kind of feel like I'm just fillering time here, but this is an extension, you know. I've been preparing for this without even needing to. I think it was back in 2016-ish that came here and came to London Bridge and went for a Generation Identity conference. But like, it's what the hell are Generation Identity doing these days? But it's the same spirit. It's the identity in our country, in our people. And I think what Generation Identity was missing the most was identity in Christ. Because really, people are interesting. Peoples are interesting. Patriotism, there's something about it. It's kind of like protecting your own skin, protecting your own family. But like, look, beautiful flowers, right? They grow, okay? And then the sun comes and takes away these beautiful flowers. You can have a whole meadow of homogeneous flowers, right? But there's a time where they just go. If England has been going for 1,000 years, and now it's time for our people to go away and for something new to happen, whether that's something worse, whether that's something better, whatever, like, it's acceptable. It's an acceptable loss. The important element, right, is like, you can have a group of people like the English, and you can have them having their own country. Good for them, right? But if they're not aligned with Jesus Christ, if they're not wholly moral, if they're not on that foundation that the country was built on, there is like little point to preserving them, besides just as like a museum piece. So free speech is important. Being patriotic to your country is important, but only if it's with Christ. Only if Jesus is the center point, and the whole point of what you're doing is to build and spread Him. Okay. You got to think about how God has even treated His own people, the Jewish people, right? He has exterminated them plenty of times, all throughout the scriptures, because they were all so wicked, and only a remnant remained. And from that remnant, He grew, remnant of good Jews. He grew their people again. So why can't the same happen to the British? The homogeneous British Christ lovers. 98% of us can go out in a slaughter or whatever, or be spread all across the globe. The important bit would be that we would join together again and create a nation that is worthy of the name of Christ. Oh, look at that. Morocco and Britain. Don't know what that's about. I guess when these two are not part of the EU these days. Yeah. Morocco, Britain, or European and Irish. Yeah, I don't know what my gate number is just yet, so. But it's sad to see evil spread. It's sad to see the Christian nation crumble. But for a people group to die off, to be a minority in their country, like, I understand the patriotic element. I get it, but it's just not that necessary. Like, I don't know. I don't know if anyone feels the same way. There's been plenty of verses in the Bible where God, Jesus, has called for the total destruction, of a people's. So, the only people that really matter to God are the Jews. And that's to say, the people that are His people, that know Him. Those people are worth preserving. Those people are worth protecting. Those people are worth building a society together, and they will be extremely blessed and protected. But if you have a peoples that are just so wayward, so lost, and their country is just destroyed and they're overcome by others, it's like, well, so be it, man. Honestly, what matters is your faith, your relationship with Jesus, gathering together, being part of the church. That's what really matters. But I'm going to this event because violence could break out. If anyone's there who can't defend themselves, then I'm there to help defend them. I think it's my duty to be there and to help my people in their plight. The leader of this group isn't particularly Christian. but he is at least pushing cultural Christianity, understanding that that's an important point. But it's not his main point. His main point is saying there's this great evil that's come in, and we've got to stand up against it. And that in itself is a Christ-like sentimentality, and it's righteous and good. I just don't know, man. I'm not too convinced that his sticking point is Christ. He has developed himself, but it seems just more patriotic slew. And the thing is, okay, look, I'm not superstitious, but this is the fourth event, which is an unlucky number in Japan. It's on the 13th day of the month, which is an unlucky number in whatever other culture. The signs aren't too good. What is interesting is that it's on the third day. So you have September the 11th, then you have September the 12th, which is today, then the third day is September 13th. And that's the same day that deliverance happens, that a rising up happens, Jesus rose on the third day. So there is that element going for it. But otherwise, it's just generally an unlucky thing. And it most certainly will probably be the biggest thing. Actually, Kirk being shot kind of has brought at least a few more people to come here. So, that's something. But this happening again, I don't know if it's going to happen again. If it does, I'll be there for it. And don't really know what else to say. I'm not getting any comments or questions. Not sure how many people are Spanish or English tuning in, but yeah. Oh, let's check the gate number now. Maybe we'll have a gate number. I am really curious if you guys are receiving audio through my mic on my headset, or if you're receiving audio through the phone. I hope through the headset, because that means I can kind of keep my voice down, I like to shout. But yeah. Unite the kingdom, bro. Unite the kingdom. Oh, I get it. Because it's the United Kingdom, so unite the United Kingdom, yeah. But unite the kingdom what, man? Unite the kingdom under the banner of our flag, our nation? I don't know, bro. As long as that nation is rooted in Christ, but we have a nation that is totally corrupt, that is totally full of traitors. Parliament is full of just globalist nonsense. And do we really want to defend that? We don't want to defend that. We need to get in there, and we need to reform it, and we need to make the changes there to bring us back to, goodness. But I'm telling you, vast swathes of the population are just soulless, wicked people headed for hellfire and are somewhat deserving of destruction. So we do have to leave it up to the hands of God. But if I can go protect people, if violence breaks out, then I'm going to do that. So that's why I'm going. Got 1 minute till my gate's called. And yeah, Jordan Peterson's going to be there, so that's going to be fun. And I'm hoping to network a little bit, meet some people. I'm going to write down my phone number on some papers and hand them out like business cards maybe. I'm also on Facebook, just adding anyone that has an Israel flag, a Union Jack flag, being part of the family of Christ. It's a huge family that you're a part of. You leave the wickedness, you leave the evil ones, and you now have a huge family, so go to them, exercise that family, and that's a promise that God has given, that we have this large extended family. So why don't we become a part of it? And that's what it talks about in the Bible. It says gather together. And there are Christian groups going there. I hope to meet them, but considering 500,000 people are going to show up, like, how the hell are you going to? How is that going to get controlled in any way? Honestly. So, still delayed. Still delayed. Oh, it says B16. Oh, so it does. Yeah, okay, B16. All right, we need B16. Where's that B? All right, B is this way. I do not get these people. These people will come into the stream and they'll say hello, or they'll say hello to me, and then they'll just bounce. I don't get it. So yeah, I'm heading to my gate now. Now that I have got purpose, I'm just going to shut the stream down. Possibly use some of these clips for a review that I do later, because I'm going to be having 4 cameras. I've got a digital camera, like an old school 10 megapixel digital camera. I've got a 2K little toy Temu camera. I've got a shoulder strap with a 1080p action camera. I've got my phone, which I was hoping to do lots of live streams there at the festival, but I don't know how my battery can handle it. I don't know. I don't think it will. I can maybe do one for like half an hour or an hour or something at some point. I don't know when. Maybe once at the beginning, like 25 minutes, once in the middle, 25 minutes once at the end, and then use the power bank I have just to get back home. I ordered a 20,000 milliamp power bank, but it did not show up in time, so I've just got a 5,000 milliamp that a homeless guy gave me for this trip, because I gave him cigarettes back in the day, so, you know, we got it going. And yeah, B26, baby. We is going B26. Alrighty. B. So I'm gonna arrive Stansted at like 9 p.m. ish. And oh yeah, I've got another camera, and it's a secret camera in the glasses. So I'm gonna put those on when we arrive, or have them nearby. And if the police stop me and ask me what I'm doing and tell me to go back or whatever, which I don't think they will have the time for that, but they would have enough evidence to attempt that, then I'm just gonna record that and at least have that to record and try and refund my train tickets, bro. Yep. Look at that. Morocco Super Skunk. But yeah, I have no idea what to expect. The only time I've ever seen this before was Tommy had like, his voice was totally cut out and he was just shouting like a raspy thing, and I just don't remember much coming of it. But what I have been informed is that every year that they've done this event, it's just doubled in size. So I think it started with like a few thousand, then it doubled and doubled and doubled, and now we're on the 4th doubling, and we're expecting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, which is just mental. I have no idea when it's gonna, like, how long it's gonna be. I know it starts at 11, and I'm arriving like an hour early at a different gate. At a different what's it called, train station, and I have to walk like 45 minutes to get to the actual train station where it all starts. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'm going into the control now, so I'm going to shut this down. It's going to get shut down. It's going to be done. Yep. The algo shot me up with like 3, 4, 5 different likes, so viewers at a time. So I think on the day when it's actually going on, it's gonna get a fair bit of attention. So yeah, I'm gonna shut this down now. Thanks everyone who tuned in. Sorry if you guys were Spanish. I didn't speak enough Spanish. I started speaking Spanish, but then everyone just left. So, all right, in a bit.